Hello everybody! Furries, Therians, anti-furries, zoophiles, get out of here. Welcome to the Sharky Cartel Railroad. My name is John, and today, this is a new step for the channel. We're going to be reviewing a pretty old firearm I got for my 18th birthday, and here it is. This is the Swiss SCHMIDT RUBIN model 1911. It is chambered in 7.5 Swiss, and we're just gonna kind of go over it and how it works, sort of like what's unique to it and whatnot. So, on with the show. So if you know your history about Switzerland and little conflicts in their neighborhood, which is Central Europe, you would know that they're relatively well known for staying neutral. Like, they do not like to get involved in other people's business and whatnot, unlike America. So they still have a very, very good army and military throughout their history. With said military, a lot of really interesting firearms came out of it, such as this. If they would have gotten involved in World War I, this would have been their standard issue rifle, the SCHMIDT RUBIN 1911, chambered in their standard, well, at the time standard, 7.5 by 55 GP11 cartridge, which straight pull rifles, they look a little odd to anyone who's not well versed in their older rifles, and I can see why. Because, well, they don't really work like a traditional bolt action. Unlike other rifles at the time, which bolt action, you bring the handle up, back, push it forward, and back down, and you are ready to fire. Now this is a Lee Enfield replica, doesn't really have anything in it. But what the Swiss did with their standard issue rifles is they sort of built that into a sort of straight back and forth motion with a straight pull rifle. Now let me take the mag out, because once it's empty, right there, it sort of blocks the bolt from going back forward. But this is what I mean. 2 separate motions and you're good, as opposed to 4 separate motions with a traditional bolt action rifle. But wait, John, how does that work though? What do you mean? How do the locking lugs go into place if it's just a straight back and forward movement? You need... Alright, I gotcha. Well, let's take a look. Now, I do not have a tripod at the moment. All of them broke somehow. So forgive me if it's a little shaky. So how the SCHMIDT RUBIN bolt works is pretty unique. As you can see, there's a little profile cut out in the main body of the bolt, and there's the follower on the handle piece. Basically, it starts up here, then once you pull it back, it will rotate, sort of like how I'm doing right now, the bolt, and that's when it unlocks the locking lugs, and then you can pull it back, push it forward, and then you have another round in there. But to get in full battery, you have to push it back forward so that it rotates back to its original position where the locking lugs are in place, and then you're ready to fire. Now this bolt runs on what is known as a cock on open system, which basically just means that the hammer is cocked when you're opening the bolt as opposed to when you're closing the bolt. Basically how that works is there's sort of another similar system to this in the middle portion of the bolt that causes the hammer to go back, which means it's cocked. I'm not really sure how this one works, and I don't feel confident enough to take this thing completely apart yet, so I'm gonna leave that there. But basically, all that means is that when you're opening the bolt, that's when the hammer is cocked, and then the trigger group stops the hammer from going back forward when you push the bolt back forward, and that's when you are in full battery. Once you pull the trigger, you know the rest. The hammer drops, strikes the primer on the bullet, and then sends it to wherever you're trying to shoot. So now that we've gone over the Enigma that is the mechanism inside one of these weird straight pull rifles. We're going to take it to the range, because I live in a neighborhood, and apparently Karens at the HOA, they don't like us shooting guns for whatever reason in the neighborhood. They're always like, you're gonna freak everyone out, you're gonna make everyone call the cops. I mean, like, okay, jeez. Alright, Karen, didn't know you were a snowflake like that. So, we just went to our local gun range, and we also rented an AR-15 there, just to try out, because my friend was joining us. Well, let's go. Also, the range bit was also filmed on the 30th. That was my 18th birthday. So, yeah, this is a little late.
For the cartridge, again, we're just using the standard GP11 7.5x55 Swiss ammunition. That was standard on pretty much most of their rifles from 1911 all the way up till World War II, and a bit beyond that, since they were still producing it. Recoil, not too bad. Sharp, but light. Also, don't put your thumb behind the bolt release, because my thumb actually got bruised while making this video, because as you could see, I put my thumb right up against the receiver, and the recoil sort of knocked it back and gave me a tiny, not too bad, but noticeable bruise on my thumb. So just a note there. 6-round mag, 7.5x55 GP11 Swiss. There we go. And you know what? That hostage is probably pretty annoying, so screw you, man. Haha. Alrighty.
The bolt handle, put it forward.
Firing the 1911 now is cameraman Charles.
Tap it a little.
He was filming most of the time at the range. You can see he's having a little trouble getting it into battery, so I just give him a hand.
There we go.
Just
now,
a little.
Now it's good.
And there he goes.
Is it ready?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Recoil ain't too bad, so.
Well, it's like the best place to hold it.
I mean, you're holding it pretty good right now, so yeah, that's good.
This is the awkward to hold.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's not semi-auto. Prime the bolt. There you go.
I don't think he was quite ready for the recoil on it. I thought I'd go ahead and show a slow motion video I also captured, just showing how the gun recoils, the hammer going forward as you just saw, striking the primer and sending the bullet. Just something I thought I'd do.
Alright. That should be all of it.
Alright.
Sorry, this is film vertical. This is me trying out the AR-15 we rented at the gun range.
Gosh darn hair.
Alrighty, you ready? Oh, you just... It was already chambered, but that's no big deal.
Alright.
Alright. Aim and just squeeze the trigger.
Hold on. Like, that's fine?
You can be a little more relaxed than that, but that's fine. Dang. You're out. You're finally awake. You're watching a furry yap about an old Swiss rifle, correct? Well, about to happen again. So, I didn't feel like taking my fursuit to a shooting range. Also, you just can't aim too well in them. So, we're now going to go over sort of like some of the things that I like and dislike about this. Why are you cocked? Just general stuff to know about the gun. And yeah. Now one thing, this is just me, I really like the design of this thing. Like, I like longer guns, bigger barrels and whatnot. Even though it's not the most practical, like this, if the Swiss would have gotten involved in World War I, this may have been like the longest or biggest standard issue rifle of the time. Unless maybe the French had, maybe their rifle was longer, but anyways. I like how efficient it is, just the straight pull action. Like I said earlier, it's just 2 motions and you're in battery. I also sort of like the ammunition. It doesn't produce too much recoil. Like it's sort of like a tap on the shoulder, more than like a push with some other rifles I've shot in the past. But as I said during the range segment, the recoil is not too bad. It's manageable. I will say though, the ammunition being I'm not sure if the Swiss military still uses 7.5 Swiss, and it's still produced. It's just a bit more expensive, if you know what I mean. But hey, that's kind of most ammunition nowadays, unfortunately. But other than that, I do really love this gun. I'm probably going to do some more videos of it in the future. One negative I will say about the gun, and this isn't anything too bad, if you are using snap caps, which is basically just dummy rounds, they don't fire anything, like you pull the trigger, nothing happens, and then you extract it. Obviously they're more heavier than just empty casings, so sometimes they will come down and bonk you out in the head instead of going just straight up. So that's just something to look out for. It's not too bad. It's not anything with the gun's function necessarily. But yeah, other than that, I really do love this rifle. While it may not be practical in today, or maybe even during World War I because of its size, like, look at this thing. Barely fits on the screen. It's still a very interesting piece. But yeah, they're really neat. And to be honest, I think they're like overlooked a bit. Like straight pull rifles, like people focus on more of the iconic ones, like the Gewehr 98, the Lee Enfield, the French Labelle 1885, 89, I can't remember. So yeah, give these SCHMIDT RUBINs some love.
Alrighty. So, yeah, that's about the end of the video. This is just going to be sort of a new thing around here. I'm going to be buying and reviewing various guns and posting videos about them here on the channel, shorts, and reviewing them, breaking them down, and whatnot. So, give like some constructive criticism here and there. I'm not getting rid of the fursuit head. That is going to become the normal thing. I'm going to be doing collaborations with other creators, primarily other furries. But if I ever get to the point one day where I actually make it somewhat big, then heck, maybe some of the bigger guys like Demolition Ranch or Brandon Herrera or whatnot. Those guys were sort of like my main inspirations to start this series on the channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. And until the next video, have a good day. Jesus loves you.